Buenas tardes y buen bonitos de todos. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shear and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for our live Zoom meeting, please contact me so that I can send you the link and the password. Today is Sunday, June 5th, 2022, and we're continuing with our annual theme, which is Living Everyday Wonder. The topic for this month of June is body. And the topic for this week is Welcome to the Temple. Some suggested books for reading this month are Ordinary Wonder by Charlotte Jokobeck and The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. We open each week with a spiritual practice called affirmative prayer, also known as spiritual mind treatment. And this is a powerful tool and a practical tool that helps to shift our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept all the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week, with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. Today, I'll be reading from June 1st, 2014. And just a reminder that spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. I am the self-contemplation and self-realization of God, the ever-changing, everlasting rhythmic life expression made manifest. The personal in my life gives way to the great impersonal, and I know my true identity. I have no sense of guilt or condemnation because there is only love, understanding, harmony, and peace. I have no conflict within because the eternal, inexhaustible life, which I am, rules, and it knows nothing except its own perfection. My body is the body of God and cannot know fatigue. My mind is the mind of God and cannot know confusion. I am vitally and enthusiastically alive, and I claim my inheritance, the richness and abundance of all life, love, and intelligence. The scope of my success is unlimited. I achieve what I conceive because I am already that which I desire. I am awake to the true, the loving, and the beautiful, and my life this instant, without beginning and without ending, completely expresses the joyous activity of God. And so it is. And that was reprinted from the June 1958 edition by Alberta G. Clark. And so let's together, as we do each week as well, review our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. And we do this by means of our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And we do this by means of our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And so once again, I'd like to welcome everyone. Please note that we are a philosophy and we teach the science of mind, which honors all paths, all traditions, all religions. So no matter what your background is, please know that you are welcome here. And as I mentioned, we teach a philosophy called the science of mind. It is a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom, and we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth, such as our opening spiritual mind treatment. And as I mentioned, we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes founded this teaching in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts in order to create the science of mind, which focuses on the individual use of our thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. When asked to provide a concise definition of the science of mind teaching, he had replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So each week, we offer a service with an inspirational message. And we are now meeting here at our new location in Mi Casa. And the address is Calle Venezuela, number 232 on the rooftop. So you can stay after service to enjoy some great conversation with like-minded people, if you so choose. And if you have any comments or questions, you can either post them online wherever you are watching this replay, chat with me in person, or send me a direct email and I'll be sure to respond. So our topic this week is the body is as a temple. And the body is the one thing in this world which is completely and intimately ours. Rather than engaging in spirituality that denies the body, we can move closer to an experience of God here and now by fully engaging with the body. Our bodies are magnificent and magical conduits between God and our individual consciousness. We are that perfection made manifest. And it ought to be celebrated for the way that we allow ourselves to experience this world in which we live. Our bodies are good bodies, and the body offers a direct and clear path to the divine experience, if we allow it. By loving our body and using it to connect to our minds and hearts, and listening to its wisdom, we celebrate its magnificence and awaken to this everyday wonder. So today, we begin to explore the concept of living everyday wonder through the magnificent and divine creation that is our body. Most of us have likely grown up with social messaging that our bodies are not acceptable for one reason or another. Too fat, too thin, too tall, too short, too brown, too black, too white, too one thing or another. We may have had an ideal image of how our bodies could look or operate. And in feeding that image, we tell our body that what it is right now in this moment is not acceptable. By learning to love our bodies as they are, we open to the opportunity to heal these and other words or traumas that often hide in our physical selves. By opening to feeling how the body feels without judging it, we open to the opportunity to receive insight and wisdom through this miraculous and wondrous thing. Our bodies are divinely created. They're part of the kingdom of God, or else we wouldn't have them. Just like the one mind saw fit to create many different varieties of flowers and trees, it also created many different types of bodies. No one is better than the other, and we can never tell a rose to be a sunflower. While our bodies have a physical nature, This does not divorce them from the spiritual. Rather, they act as the intermediary with which we navigate the physical realm. And we must remember that all of it is spiritual. All bodies are inherently good and valuable, deserving of love and respect. Our bodies, listening to what our minds say, can hold experiences of pleasure or pain. And what goes unaddressed in the mind often shows up in the body. Each of us is deserving of a harmonious relationship with our body and a society which supports us and our bodies. The body is a tool for spiritual connection and understanding, and it ought to be respected as such. When I was growing up, I was made fun of because of my freckles, and I learned to hate them, and I tried everything I could find to get rid of them. Lemon juice, May snow, and scrubbing my skin so hard that nothing worked. I was also told that I was too big as a child. And so as a teenager, and after a bout of anorexia, I was told I was too skinny. So then I went to the gym. And again, I was told I was too big. I was called shy, then I was called too loud. Nothing I did seemed to please anyone until I learned to please myself and just be my unique self. Dr. Ernest Holmes said this: our body is part of the kingdom of God. Therefore, there is a spiritual pattern at the center of it. So who would ever look at a beautiful oak tree and tell it that it should be a willow tree? Would we judge a lily by the same standard as a rose? Or do we take this all in as part of our wonderful variety displayed in nature? Have you ever compared your body to another person's body as though it should be something other than what it is? We teach in the science of mind that everything that exists does so in order that the divine may fully express itself. Your body, exactly as it is necessary for the divine to express itself right here and right now. Rather than compare it to another or criticize it, what if we just loved our body for being the unique and wonderful thing that it is? Ernest Holmes explains it this way: body expresses intelligence. Its apparent intelligence being lent by the consciousness which permeates it. So here's a story I'd like to share that I can relate to, and perhaps you can as well. A psychologist who works with teenagers had two clients with very similar backgrounds. They were both in junior high school. They were both good students with high GPAs. They both came from comfortable home lives. They were the same race, lived in the same general area of town, and so much was so similar. Well, the two young women, though, seemed drastically different when they came to the psychologist's office. The doctor noted that the first client was happy, relaxed, well-adjusted, and generally doing well emotionally. She felt connected to her family and friends, handled challenges with grace, and looked forward to her future. She played on the softball team at her school and felt comfortable in her own skin. The second young woman, though, struggled. She was anxious and sad. She didn't feel like she fit in. She struggled with an eating disorder and felt that she just wasn't right. She disliked herself and she disliked the body that she lived in. With therapy, she eventually became more comfortable and healed, but it took a lot of work. The psychologist reflected on these two young women, and the main difference that she could find between them was the relationships that they had built with their bodies at an early age. The first young woman had developed a relationship where she partnered with her body. She used it to play sports and was aware of the sensations it felt and gave it what it told her it needed. The second, however, had always viewed her body as a thing somehow separate from her and that she was stuck with it. She didn't like it, but she couldn't get rid of it, so she punished it. She held it to unreasonable standards, and she told it that it wasn't good enough, and she suffered. The conclusion that the psychologist came to was that those of us who have a healthy relationship with their bodies, who treat them as partners in life, who look at and look after our needs, are more integrated with ourself and our body, and have more stable and more fulfilling lives. We are better able to adapt, and we have a friend right here within us, our body. Instead of looking at our body as separate from us, linking it together with ourself and taking good care of it, listening to it, and respecting it makes all the difference. So we try to change or cover up what we look like because we see faults or something that we don't like. Yes, it's okay to strengthen our bodies to be better, but really, there's nothing wrong with us just the way we are. So let's be friends with ourselves. Ernest Holmes wrote this: since we cannot walk on water, we take a boat or an aspirin. So many of us live in some state of discord with our bodies in one way or another. Perhaps we aren't holding it accountable to, perhaps we aren't holding it accountable to unreasonable beauty standards according to others, but maybe we are holding on to aches and pains that want to tell us something important, or that we're holding on to some unprocessed feeling and we're unable to let go. We are often taught that the physical is somehow less than the spiritual, and forget that our bodies are spiritual. The messages that we send our bodies with our minds, whether it's that it's not good enough because of its appearance, or that it is physical and therefore undeserving of our love and respect, or that it's just a biochemical machine with nothing important to say, are not without consequences. In addition to being careful about the thoughts that we think, we must tune into our bodies to find out what messages it has been carrying. Kimberly Crenshaw, the founder of the field of critical race and a lecturer on civil rights, critical race studies, and constitutional laws, wrote this: to build a world that works for everyone, we must first make the radical decision to love every facet of ourselves. The body is not an apology, is the mantra we should all embrace. So yes, our bodies are not simply living machines. They are the temples in which God is able to live, breathe, move, and have its being the way it wants to. Responsive to all our thoughts, our bodies are more than vessels for us to get around in, but they are dynamic and expressive creations. Pain or trauma that we push away with our mind often gets stuck in the body. And the only way to release it is to feel it, to acknowledge it. Furthermore, collective pain and trauma can create masses of people with very real physical anguish. It is not somehow anti-spiritual to tend to the needs of the body, including the use of medicines when needed, so that it may be allowed to rest. However, in order to live truly harmoniously with our bodies, we must listen to them. By listening to them, we will likely find that their discomfort eases. And once they no longer have to shout through the pain to be heard, they can share with us the deep divine wisdom and intuition. In The Body Keeps a Score, Bessel van der Kolk wrote this: the greatest sources of our suffering are the lies we tell ourselves. So yes, this has been a lot of information, and we'll unpack it in the coming weeks. But this week, sit with these two ideas. Your body is perfect exactly how it is, and your body is a divine tool that is absolutely vibrating with the flow of source. How might you move about your week differently if you absolutely knew these two to be true? And how can we work toward becoming friends with our body and listening to its voice? This month, we will work with different ways to relate to our body. And ultimately, body awareness is a practice of being present in this very moment, not about judging whether it's good or bad, thinking about the past or worrying about the future. Become aware of your body throughout this entire week. Every day, select a part of your body to simply notice throughout the day. For example, how do you feel, or how do your feet feel when you stand on them? What sensation do you perceive in your navel area? And pay close attention to your left earlobe. What comes up? What thoughts do you have about your body? And what awareness does it give you? You will have more opportunities to explore this throughout the month, so stay tuned. And I'll leave you with this poem by Ara. My temple is my body. My world around me, my altar. My words are spells, every thought and intention. My actions, rituals to manifest all that will be. I am sacred. I am divine. And that leaves us to our affirmation for the week. My body is the house of the divine on earth. So now is our time for giving back financially where we are spiritually fed. All donations are gratefully received through PayPal on our website. So when you go to our website, www.cslpv.org, you'll arrive on the landing page, and there you'll see a donate button. When you click on it, it takes you to your PayPal account, where you can make your donation in whichever manner you choose. Alternatively, if you still like to write out paper checks, You can do so and address them to CSLPV number 403 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y8M1. And so now, if you would like to join me in our offertory affirmations. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So if you would like to have a one-on-one connection for spiritual mind treatment to assist you with your emotions, your thoughts, change, whatever it is that you are experiencing in life, or something that you would like more of, please contact me. And if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, or if you would like to be a member of our upcoming Board of Trustees for this next year, please contact us and I'll be sure to send you the current forms. I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. And if you are interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we are offering the course, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, which will be held online. Unless there are sufficient number of people that are here in Puerto Vallarta that would prefer to meet in person, and we can do that as well. So connect with me and check out our website to find out the details. The posts do indicate that the class has already started, but it has been postponed, but not yet updated because of my recent move. So let's continue to practice peace. We can each be a peace, a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. In this month of June is Pride Month in both Canada and the United States, although here in Mexico, we already celebrated last month. So please be kind and love one another. May peace and love be with you. Thank you for coming and sharing this time together. Peace and blessings to all. Namaste.